was not confused. I was testing chat. Easy. All right, let's launch that. What's up, guys? How you doing? Welcome. Hey, I feel like it was not that long since I was live, but yesterday was amazing on Turkey. Now it's time to get some shit done today. Went to the hardware store this morning, got the whole saw for extending the hole there and just growing it a bit so that we can push our wiring loom through it. And we also receive a bunch of little cheeky things, including, let me show it to you. Ta-da! We have a fan shroud. So like I said, you know, it's kind of expensive for what this is, but at the same time, just looking at it right now, I'm like, yep. Would have take that thing will take like way too long for what it is for me to build, because I don't have like proper stuff to fold metal sheet like that. But hey, there we go. So we're gonna be ready to test fit that eventually. So that's supposed to just go right at the back here, and ooh, it's already looking quite good. Oh, maybe some fitment issue, we'll see. Let's test that. But yeah, so today we're going to do a bunch of little things, including pushing the wiring loom through the car and from the inside to the outside, and start plugging things pretty much. We're gonna try to get as much done as possible, and honestly wouldn't be surprised if by the end of the afternoon we are almost done with wiring loom and almost ready to move on to something else. So let's see where that's gonna push us. Let me switch that there. Let's go. And yeah, maybe we can just start slowly with test fitting that, because I just need to figure out if I need to buy more things for that to fit in. So I'm gonna push you guys right here. Dual side. Oh no, it won't work because it's not connected right now. Of course it's not, because I push some new sounds. Kev, yours will have been there if you were decided, just saying. Lol. Gonna play that.
Cry your little bitch tears.
That's so good. All right, let me do that. I'm gonna reconnect the button here. Show info, yes, all good. Copy, put that there. There, copy that, put that there, click OK, should be good. And in the voice control, we need to reset up that. It's all I need to do for today. Sounds good. That's excellent that you have to put that on your to-do list. I love it. Where's the Yeti in there? It's there. Boom. Is it logging? I think it is. Yup. Dual side. Depends what, like it's not too bad usually for a few seconds, so it should be okay. But yeah, just be aware, like, I mean, if it's part of a song or something, should be okay, but I might like put it a bit lower on volume so that the bot has a more like the Twitch bot has a bit of difficulties to grab it and see it. But yeah, we have a bunch. I think we have like also movie quotes, stuff like that, and like it's all good. So yeah, dual side. There we go. So that's working. So let's just test quickly our little, you know, our little shroud there, just to see if it's working, or at least if it looks like it's gonna be working. Let's remove the radiator protection device. A cheeky, super expensive device, of course, just by the look of it. But yeah, usually it's not too bad, because since it's only like a less than 10-second clip, it should be good. I think at around 5 seconds, it's like not even a question. There we go. So that should go right there. Let's take care not to cut any wires. Like so. And does it fit? Oh my god. All right, we're gonna have to notch it a touch. So basically, it's almost fitting, but it's not clearing the actual, interesting. It's fitting perfectly on top there, but it's not clearing the actual plug and hose for that. Also, there's quite a big gap above and under. Don't know if that's something we're gonna be able to fill a little bit, but I think we're gonna be good, and we're gonna have to extend the tab here to the outside. I'm just hoping it's not lining up with the radiator itself, otherwise it's gonna make our life a bit... Oh yes it is, of course it is. So our life might be a bit painful there. It could actually fit, I think. I think it's more a matter of those things there. I don't know. I'm pretty much seated everywhere there. So it's pretty much where it needs to go. Good question there. So we're definitely gonna have to notch it there. Open a hole at the top there just to clear the line. Other than that, should be not too bad. Maybe we're gonna be able to just add a little bit of something there. Aluminum flat plate here. I'm more okay to weld on that sheet of aluminum than on the radiator itself, so we might just be able to close the gap there and at the bottom here. But yeah, we're gonna have to see. What's up, Lumpy? There's no exclamation mark.
His name is Lumpy.
Let's go. How you doing, sir? Target user, you were missing that, right?
Moist.
You were missing that moist. Let's go. How you doing, sir? Hope your day is going fantastic right now. All right, we are pretty much good right there with that. So that's a good start. I think I'm gonna have to modify it a bit, but it won't be too bad. And yeah, should allow us to put the fan right on top here and clear a bit of space for it. What was it that was? Oh yeah, the intake pipe. What's up, Aliko? So hopefully it's gonna be worth the price and we won't have to work too much on it to get it done. Also, what I could do, wait a second. If I wanted to be cheeky there, I could technically cut that and refold only that section there. Oh my god, all the noise! Just finished some work stuff and cut my backyard I like. Yeah, I could be cheeky and just like refold a layer there. Gonna have to think about it. If I was to refold that towards the inside also, that will allow me to connect it. Oh, but you don't really want to do that. Yep, that's gonna be a tough one to insert. No clue exactly how I'm gonna make it happen there, because I cannot drill that right there for now. So I'm gonna need to figure out a way to make a bracket or something, I'm guessing. Because the bracket is towards the inside here, which is a bit special, to be fair. Don't know if I could. That's a plate on top of the radiator itself. Maybe I could bend that 90 degrees and basically bolt it on the sides. That will be one of the best options, I think. Ooh, 100 degrees, yikes. Yeah, here the heat wave is gone and today it's rainy and it's like, I will say 80 degrees at the moment, something like that. I need to convert in my head Celsius to that, but yeah. So we have part of the solution for the fan shroud. Gonna have to think about it a little more, because definitely we need to modify it a little bit. But other than that, because also, I don't know if you can see it there, But one thing possible is that there is a tab here that could make it slip on there, but like, not sure how much I'm willing to trust that. I really think bending that 90 degrees will be a better solution. That plus adding that in there, just an M6 bolt bolting to this from the side to that could be a really good solution there. And basically I could cut it, make it fit right on top. Yep, I think there's an idea right there, and it will make it a bit more slim and fit to the radiator. Gonna have to wait for the actual fan to be here, so yep, let's go. All right, time to actually work on what we had planned. Welcome everybody, welcome to the drill a hole in the firewall stream and then push a ton of wire through it and make the engine bay a freaking mess. This is what we're going to do today, and it's gonna be interesting. So basically we need to open up the hole at the back here to make sure we have enough space for the grommet from the actual wiring loom. To do so, I bought this morning, while grabbing a little cold brew at Starbucks, hey, big brain. I grabbed a hole saw here that we're gonna use for that. First of all, we're gonna remove the fuel line there because it's in the way. I just dropped the hole saw and it made me jump so bad. Holy shit. And so yeah, we're gonna be removing that here for now, just making sure we are all good. That was not properly tight in place. That means we need to check all of those connections before moving forward after that. There we go. So I'm gonna bring that to the workbench, or yeah, workbench for now. Just making sure not to scratch the line there. And we're gonna make sure we're not risking damaging a connector here by throwing it at the front here. There we go. And with that said, we're gonna go ahead and drill the 2-inch hole that we need in there. That might be a bit difficult, but once it's done, we're gonna be able to just push the wiring loom. That should be pretty straightforward. And after that, we just follow the labels to bring everything in the different connectors. So for example, here, there, that. 2 at the back there, and yeah, a couple of them like that, but it shouldn't be technically too hard to do. So let's try that. Front cam. So let's prepare the hole saw thingy first of all, and then we're gonna send that in. We don't have a guiding hole, so that's gonna be, I think, the hardest part of this like hole expansion, I guess. So we'll have to see how that's working or not. There we go. So I'm just gonna reuse the one I have here. Gonna do that. Gonna do this. Pushing it back. Throwing that in. Where is it? Boop. Prep that hole. Oh yeah, baby. Gotta need to prep that hole to put the rubber in it, you know? You know what I mean? Gotta give it that hook. Hope Hawk is not here. You know what we were talking about Makita the other day? Gonna do the same thing there. All right, there we go. So we're gonna lube. What kind of stream are we doing right now? We're gonna lube the end of that drill bit there, and we're gonna try to throw that through there. I don't know how I'm gonna be installed. I think from here is gonna be the best, yeah. Dual side. There you go, engine oil over there. Prep the hole with lube. Well, it's more the bit that we're gonna prepare with lube. The hole itself don't need any lube. Dry is the way we're gonna do it. Boys will be boys. All right, there we go. So that's the idea right there. So I already checked yesterday, 2 days ago, during the stream, if that will be safe, and there's nothing on the other side, so we can just throw it right there. prep insertion tool with LOOM. Exactly. Loud noise.
Knock yourself out.
Moist.
Focus voice. So that's exactly what I thought. It's gonna be difficult to go all the way through there. Like, we are scratching the surface, but we need to take care of the brake line here, not to throw a hole or kink it there. And it's gonna be really, really hard to just cut perfectly the edge there. So we need to start slow and just walk our way through that. It's gonna take a few minutes for sure to do that, just because we don't have a guiding pin in there, a guiding hole with the centered drill bit. So yep, we need to take care of everything and go slowly towards that. So let's go. I love those emotes, they are so good. Loud noise. Man, I hate whole saw like that. Damn, they are not working so great right now. Let's put back a bit of oil. Like, you see, like all the paint got removed, but when it's snapping, it's really not fun to work on. So let's try to get that done. That's gonna be the most painful part to begin the stream with, but hey, there's worse than that. Let's go. Loud noise. All right, we were so close to get it started properly. I almost destroyed the brake line there. I scratched it bad, but like it's not too deep in it, so it should still be safe. But man, I just want that to engage and start cutting actually, and it seems like it's not willing to, so it's hard. And it's not the best position, let's be honest, so yeah. Loud noise. feels like I don't find a good position to actually work on that. And it's really awful. Just feel like it's doing nothing anymore. So I'm gonna put some ear protection because the noise is really annoying. And let's keep going. We're gonna get through. It just needs to start and it's almost there, but like, damn, it's rough. Loud noise. All right, 5-minute breaks. Damn, that fucking thing's gonna make me so mad 30 minutes into this stream. Holy shit. I really wonder if I should not have ordered like a freaking step drill for that, even if it was like twice the price. Cause damn, it's fucking impossible to keep it in a straight line behind that. And it's making me so freaking mad. It has no sense at all. Honestly, like I'm looking at it and I wonder if we're gonna have to keep an eye on that brake line there, because I really snapped it bad. Like it's not damaged too deep, like I said, but still can make a weak point there, and that pissed me off quite a lot. Maybe I just don't have enough coffee for that. But yeah, I don't get it. Like, I know you're supposed to have a guiding hole or something, but like, damn. You know what I could do to make my life a bit more simple is maybe take a piece of metal, a bit smaller than what I have right there, and just weld it in place. Like just create a guide basically. That could be an idea. Just need a really small amount of metal to put in there that is less than 2 inches, and we should be able to do something with that, just to use as a guiding hole, pretty much. I'm really tempted to do that, because that will prevent, but I don't have anything right now, because like if I was to drill a hole through that, it will guide it right there and it couldn't step away. As long as we stay on the edge. That could be a good way to make it work without damaging anything around it. Let's check, because I have a piece of metal there. It's a bit intense, so I have that otherwise. Yep, that could be working. I think we're gonna do that. Just cut a piece of square metal there and we're gonna make it work. Look at that. I need to find some places. Here, there. So we're just gonna do like a 3 or 4 tack on it, probably pre-drill it already, just so we can put it in there and it's gonna be a good guide. That need a cutting disc. Let's hope nothing on the other side will catch on fire. Hey, that will be quite cool. Already happened once in the early stage of the project. Let's not make it twice. That. I'm gonna pre-drill the thing there. Up. I need to kind of make it in the center, so never mind. Just need to make sure we're not exceeding 2 inches. Loud noise. All right, I think that should be not bad. We're gonna take a look at it. Just cut a piece. I think that will be the best way to do it. And preventing any damage should have been the first thing I've done in the first place, but I'm not used to hole saw and stuff like that. Really think the step drill would have been better. We're still there, yep. Basically, if I'm putting that right there, I'm gonna cut the corners, just trimming the corners to help it fit there without exceeding on other stuff. And basically that welded on that, we're gonna be able to drill a hole right in the middle of it and then use that as a guide. So it should work pretty well. So let's go. Loud noise. There you go. So if I'm pushing you back here, should sit pretty well. There we go. Boop. So that just tacked on top there with 4, 5, 6 tack, and we should be good to go. So let's bring the MIG welder. Let's take the ground. Would be a good idea to not roll onto the ground there. And let's ground ourselves anywhere pretty much. I don't know what's gonna be the easiest one. I don't wanna, maybe that, right that here. I don't know if that's protected a lot or not, but that's bolted close to it. I kind of need to access to pretty well. There we go. Should be not too bad like that. Be setting that, open up the gas. I think it's gonna be the best way to do it. I hope I'm not wrong, but I want to believe. That was my knee. Yikes. That. That's holding, which is kind of super good. So now we can try to replace it just a touch. There we go, that shouldn't be too bad. Now let's make sure we don't have a fire inside the car, because there's rubber behind that. So that will be kind of sick. Yeah, we're good. Oh yeah, we have a really good access point there. So it's not on fire. That's good, that's good. And with that being capped like that, now it should be easier to make our magic work. So let's try that again. So 4 tacks like that, and it should hold for long enough for us to make everything work. Let's go. Loud noise. That is so good. All right, anyone doing that? The 5 minutes of welding a plate, a guiding plate there over a hole that's already existing, it's worth. It's just starting to bite right away because the drill cannot go anywhere. So let's keep going there. Look at this, 2 minutes, it's done. Loud noise. Loud noise. There we go. Finally, so there's a bit of something holding it. There you go. There's a bit of carpet or something like that in there. Let's cut it. There you go. Woo! Taking the time to use your brain, and there it goes right in. Hopefully we didn't damage the brake line on top. We're gonna see when we're gonna bleed everything. But there you go, people. So we're gonna clean the edge of that hole there, and we're gonna get ready to push the wiring loom through. Hopla. Loud noise. Focus, voice. The disc decided it was enough. So let's forget about that thing. We're gonna use the dibber tool to make it by hand and slowly. That was frightening. What's up, Siphon? That was a fail. That was a failure on the side of the disc. It just cut into something and that was bad. How you doing, sir? Damn, last night was fun, by the way. Holy shit, it was cool. There we go. The Tarkov night was just something else. Oi. Stand there. Changing the blade on the dibber tool. Shona was perfect. Hey, it's all good, don't be sorry, it was perfect. I love it. Decent, that's not good. You're just doing decent. There we go. Kind of okay. Need a little hammer because it did a dent in there. That drawer is a mess. We all knew it. There we go. Don't want to work tomorrow? Well, tomorrow is Sunday. You're working on a Sunday? No, that won't do. Not enough space. Oh, for real, I didn't know that. Yikes. Oh, but you're free on Friday, that's why, right? Is it? I'm not sure. Are you working like a madman 6 days a week? That will be freaking insane. I need to just make sure everything's looking as straight as possible there. Saturday and Mondays, okay, so that's a bit of a yikes not having 2 days in a row for a weekend. I can see it as a perks also, but yeah, there's a bit of a yikes in that. Right, think we're gonna be good to start pushing that. Whew, it's hot today. I was saying it was cooler, but I don't know if it's just because we're giving it a good push there, but damn. All right, guys, so the hole is open up right there, so you can see it pretty well right there. So we're gonna start looking at our wiring loom. Let me make some space in here. So what have we learned today? Hole saw needs a guiding pin, otherwise it's worth nothing. But was quite easy once we took the time to do the proper things. Let's do that. Let's remove that pipe here. I mean, Sunday is normally an easy day for me, so I'm not so bad. Okay, that's cool. That's at least something. If it was a hard day, that will suck. Front cam. So for those of you who were there earlier this week, you will know that, but for the other one that might just join right now, here we are with our pre-labeled wiring loom. This is all the wires we're gonna need to run the engine and transmission all together. And basically what we just did is open up a hole big enough for that grommet to go through. So based on the shape of it, we need to push it from the inside to the outside there. So we're gonna go open that up inside the car because we don't want to unwrap it right here, and we're gonna start pushing wire by wire through the firewall. Once this is done, we should be able to bring that grommet on the firewall right there so that it covers the hole and prevent any water from leaking inside the car, which is kind of a nice perks. Let's be honest on that. From there, once this is done, we are going to have a shit ton of wire on top of the engine. That being said, as I've already mentioned, all those wires are pre-labeled, so it's gonna be quite easy to walk our way around the engine and bring the wires where they need to be. My biggest fear right now is ending up with wires that are not long enough to reach something. Shouldn't be the case. we should be in a pretty good position for that. However, there's always that possibility, and I'm like, oh, please don't be one of those. So we'll see how it's going, and hopefully we're gonna have a great time doing that. So yeah, let's start. So I'm gonna bring that inside the car. I think I'm gonna let the cam outside so you will see the wires get pushed through, because I think it's gonna be hard to show anything inside the car since it's under the steering rack, the steering column, and like behind the dashboard and everything. So I think, yep, I think it's gonna be a best spot for you outside than inside. So let me try to get a good reach here and try to open that up. I love the fact they plan everything so you don't need a knife. All right. That here. Dual side. There you go. So let's start pushing some wires through. Wire seems quite long, so I think it might be the opposite problem in the end. We might end up having difficulties with, okay, so that's going there, that's going here. We might end up with difficulties to prevent wires from getting in contact in some places and all. I think the dashboard, behind the dashboard is gonna get a bit messy because of that. Because let's be honest, they have to prepare the wiring loom based on what peoples will do with them. And because of that, well, you might end up with not as much, with too much wire for small cars and not enough wires for big cars. So you better put a bit more wires than not enough, right? So normally we are going to be able to push all that through. Oi. Oi. There. I might need to go and pull on that. First part, up. There we go, bing bang boom. We hear the mess happening in here and we're okay with that. Let's try to bring you on top here so you're not in the way of anything there. You're way shorter. You're way longer. We have to think that bigger part of the loom will require more space, so we might start with those. Up. So there's that. That is going with. Then. All right, I think that one I'm gonna be good to pull on it. You can tell me if you're not seeing enough. I think you should be pretty good, but like, yeah, do not hesitate if there's any problem. There we go. Let's make sure not to hit anything. There we go. Boom. Now, next big part here. Oh wait, that's actually even bigger. That's what she said. that plug there. Oh, what's up, Max? Yeah, baby, it's looking amazing, and we are starting to do the wiring loom, so we need to do that. You haven't seen the this week progress. Like, I removed a bunch of stuff so far. How you doing, sir? Comment vas-tu? Been a while. All right, let me show you, because the engine bay was even better earlier this week. Que fais-tu de bon aujourd'hui? En ce long week-end. Always funny when we're switching back to French. I love it. Like back English, French, English, French. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that later. Let me show you the money. Where is it? Do I have it here? No, there. Send that to who? That person probably. Yeah, boy. Pam, 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 pam. You there, Max? Look at this. Look at this. Bam, that was earlier this week, so we just removed a bunch of things, including like all the intake on top and that piping here to get a bit of space, and there you go. So now we are working right there. We expanded the hole there, and we are basically pushing the wiring through, so that's pretty freaking cool. There we go. Bam. I'm about to play D&D with Benosaurus Rex. Nice. Oh yeah, right? They are looking sick. The little purple thingy. Oh man. So yep, today is wiring day. Then we are moving on to starting working on a bunch of different things. We have a huge list of small details to fix before the first start, but we are definitely moving towards that, which feels incredible. What's up, Hawk? Yeah. How you doing today? There. What else? Okay, you are quite a big part of the loom, and you're going with that ground there. So let's push that ground through. Up. Let's go. There we go, another big part of the loom. There, boop. Oh, that's the CAN bus. So this is, I think, for the O2 sensor, but I might be wrong. We'll see. Two main wires are gone through. Let's see what we have left in here. These two for sure. Is that a good position to work? Nope. Is it that bad? Nope. So we're not complaining. I think. Maybe we are. Who knows? That, and I said that one, right? Because we have that one there. Going to that one here, which is that one, yep. So definitely both of them related there. Wonder if they are not the signal for the injection, these ones. We'll see. We shall see. Hop. That one there, and I think it was that one. Up. So many wires. So many wires. Transmission thingy. this one is going alone on there. Fuel pressure. Do I have a fuel pressure sensor included and I put the gauge instead? If so, man, that's sick. Need to check that. That's probably air temp or oil pressure. Nice. But the fuel pressure one, I need to take a look. I don't think I will have. No, okay, I think I understand what it is. What is that? AX25, auxiliary 25. So this one technically do not needs to go through. We're gonna push it through and see. This is the auxiliary 25 amp that we're gonna use for the secondary fuel pump at the back. Wideband O2, here it is. That's the wideband sensor right there for you guys. What a mess. What? It's so long, the wideband, because sometimes they are so far on the exhaust and ours is gonna be so close, which is good. But at the same time, it's kind of weird. One of the last big plugs, and now I should be good to almost push that entirely through. So the auxiliary here, what am I doing with that one? Am I pulling it back inside or not? I might be, but later, I'm guessing. Hard to tell. Let me bring it outside. I need a plier to cut the tie wrap holding it. And we're gonna decide right after what we're doing with that. Because basically my idea is to run the 25 amp in the car for the fuel pump. Because we kept an access strap at the back there. Oh, and here we have the fan. So we need to cut both of them here. The fan is a single connector, so we're gonna have to modify the one from the fan we bought, but I'm okay with it. Up. Okay, I get how they work. They basically just bring power to the accessories in question. We could modify the connector there with no big deal. So that, these ones are going to be extra long wires. Let me check, but yep, we're about to pull everything in here for the first time and test the grommet. Just need to make sure we don't have a loop preventing us from moving, and it was the case with those 25 amp. Those wires are long. What the fuck's going on? Okay, I see. We had a bunch of loop that were not meant to be happening in here. Let me undo that. Up. Do you believe that we're gonna be able to hide most of the wire? I hope so. Whew. All right. That's pretty much all the wiring loom to make the engine work. Good freaking thing. I don't have anything else stuck there. Nope. Yes, I do. Indeed, I do. Up. Again, that same wire that's getting stuck there. What's up, Mr. Pound? Drop those things on the ground. Hell yeah, brother. How you doing, sir? Hope your day's fantastic so far. Well, I have a good and a bad news. We'll see if we can change that a little bit, but I think our ECU wiring loom's gonna be just a tiny bit short to put it where I want it to be. To put the ECU inside the car where I want it to be, except if it's working with the grommet to pull some wires inside the car. That will be fantastic. I have one last connector there I need to push through. I just cut myself. But that's okay, I should survive. There we go. And from there, we should be good to bring everything through there. Right here. So now we just need to pull the grommet through, and we should be looking at a good setup there. Maybe I'm actually gonna need to cut the carpet a little bit. We shall see. Maybe not. I went too far there. Up. Maybe I'm gonna need to help it from the inside. Let's go. If we can make that happen, we're gonna be happy. From the inside is gonna be impossible. Yeah, I think I'm gonna need to cut the carpet a little bit around that just so I can expand it on the sides. All right, that's the freaky part. All the wires are through, and I need to cut a carpet. Is that working? There. And now if I can do the same at the top, I should be able to make it happen. There. Oh. Whew. How you doing, everybody? Good afternoon to all of you wonderful people. Hope you're doing amazing and hope you're having a good day. Well, I am trying the best I can to bring some wires in the engine bay. We're so close. We're so close. At the same time, it's that tight fitment that's gonna make it seal properly. So I'm okay with seeing that happening. But I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Let's put some lube. Let's put some lube. Whew, it's hot. Where's the lube? It's not there. Not here. Oh, iced coffee. Iced coffee. Oh, it's back in its spot. Let's just, use a towel, a little bit of touch, and it should give us the help we need. All right, so what I'm gonna do is lube that from it there and the side there so that it's trying to slip in its place. But when I did that, I should have covered that thing there. Whoops. So yes, we can pull the wiring loom. Question answered. Now, can I remove a bit more carpet there? Because obviously this is what is preventing me. Oh! Let's try to remove even more carpet around the hole. All right, that should be better. I just destroyed it. Yep, all of a sudden that's way better. We're halfway through. Just need the other half. More lube, more lube. Let's go. Right there, and there we go. A wild bro has appeared. Let's go. How you doing, Gab? Good afternoon. Can I use a screwdriver to pry it? There are even that. Oh, that's maybe a little bit too thick. That one there. Pretty good. Doing pretty good. I mean, working on my car, so cannot be too bad. You know. Even though it's not working as great as I would like it to be working, it is still working, so you know. Whew. Come on. That's where I realized I will need it to be even a touch bigger, and that 2 1/8 would have been the way to go. Imagine how bad that will be. Come on. We're so close yet so far. All right, little pause there. We're so close to get it done and pass through that. So basically we just need that to clamp on both sides of the actual firewall. As I said, it's almost there. It seems like we're missing like 2 millimeters, but like at the same time, the fact it's hard and tight to put in there is also what will give us the opportunity to seal properly and prevent any rain and water to get inside the car, even dust, technically. So, you know, quite worth. And then we're gonna try to figure out the spaghetti right there. Let me move you a little bit, just to create a bit of a change in the camera shot. There we go. Whew. There, that's pretty good. Now with the lube in place, are we able to make it work? Oh, I almost fell. Even better. The answer is kinda. So far we are the closest we ever been of getting that plug in place. Come on. So close. We have over to 3/4 done. Whew. Yeah, let's go. All the way through. Let me pull it back inside. Up. Like so. Like so. Hopefully I don't. Okay, cool. It just slid back in. Exactly what we wanted to see to happen there. Just like that. Boom! Whoo hoo hoo! Let's go! Time to sort the spaghetti now. So, from there, it's time to work it out. I need some water. Whew. I didn't thought it will be so hot in the garage today. Thought it will be a little bit smoother. All right, that's pretty sick. So from there, we are going to work out our wiring loom, which shouldn't be too bad, to be fair. And like I said, I think we're gonna be good to pull some wire inside quite easily. I will have to check on that, so making sure it works. But yeah, because for example, we have the knock sensor here. We have the crank sensor that is right at the back, so like they are way longer than we actually need them to be. So hopefully we're gonna be good to pull them inside the car. And if everything is based on, like it's made obviously for that kind of engine, that also means we should be, maybe I will try to push them actually here, like that. we need that transmission to stay in the same spot. Everything is connected together, so I won't be able to go that far in. Interesting and kind of weird at the same time, because basically we have way too much wire at the moment. So there, let's start doing that. Maybe I will take something to cover the fender on this side, just making sure we're not scratching it for absolutely no reason. Where are my fender covers? They are right there. Up. Just giving a bit of protection there. We just need that here. Making sure we know what those are. Knock sensor odd. And we had the other one, ignition odd. Odd is on this side, obviously, so yep. That there. So if I'm following all the logic, here should be the even side section. So we're gonna go with the spaghetti there. That one is crank sensor. That is the one at the back there normally. This is knock even. And we should have an ignition even right here. So that one there. What are you, sir? Injection. Perfect. That's gonna be under there. Spaghetti's almost sorted out. This is our accessories. So these ones, there's one we want to run inside the car. So we're gonna have to take a look at that if we can split the loom. So for now, these ones are going to stay at the front here, and I'm even going to just wrap them in front of the intercooler on the bumper beam, just so we don't have them in our way. Here, fuel pressure, I don't know if we're gonna need that. That's something we're gonna have to find out in the manual there. And that's pretty much it. So this one's fuel pressure, this one here at the bottom, what are you, sir? Wide band, so wide band's going on that side. How cool is that looking? It's not bad. It's really not like something hard to put together, to be fair. I haven't seen starter motor, now that I think of it. Oh yeah, it's just a tiny wire normally. I think it's on the other side maybe. Let me check. Air temp sensor, that's going towards the front. See, we have another thing here. A CAN bus that we're gonna have to check, but I think it's gonna be with something else here. Alternators going on this side. Coolant temp, that's on this side too. Air temp and knock odd. Okay, yeah, we might have to redistribute a bunch of those, because I'm gonna have to take a look there to what we have. So alternator, which one was it? That here. So now it's gonna be a matter of starting to look at which one of the connectors we need and what we can do with them. So yep, let's move on to that. So this is the ground and everything. This is made to be in the center there, I'm pretty sure. So let's take a look. All right. Front cam. So the next step, we're going back in our bag from Alltech, and we're gonna take a look at what's up with everything in there. Oh yeah, did it work? It did work, let's go. So as you can see, by the way guys, I added a progress bar for the IRL backpack. and I successfully retrieve all the data from anybody that gifted, well, tip. It's not gifted, it's not biddies, it's straight through PayPal. Everything is in there. So you see the number there, and basically this is including camera and everything to make a backpack. Like, it's average. I think it's more 2,500, but 2,000 is already really high. So yeah, there you go. 2-pin, that's not the one we need. So let's try to figure out which accessories we're gonna need. We already used that one. That was the wideband. Who are you? 2-pin bush, not the one. 4-pin Delco, that could be the one. It's a 4-pin that has only 3 pins, I think. Let's check other ones. T56 transmission, we're gonna have to take a look at that. Cable throttle plus AIC sub harness, let's go. I think that's the one for the front on the intake. Let's take a look. Dual side. There you go. So normally that one, if everything's right, should be the one that plugs into that. So far, yes, and into that. So this here, this there. Yeah, there you go. So this is going to be underneath there, and this is connecting to the Haltech ECU. So let's go. That's already a win right there. So we love that. Front cam. So already an adapter harness done. Knock sensor adapter Gen 3, that's something we're gonna need too, so let me check it. So now, I don't know why there is 2 knock sensors in there. We're gonna have to read the book, I think, but there we go, let's take a look. Dual side. So from there, oh, okay, yeah, oh, it's all right. We have that. This is supposed to go in there, and if it is working as intended, which it should be like so, I'm not wrong. There we go. Now we have the one that we can connect here on knock odd, like that, and the same on knock even, and then we're gonna have our knock sensors, so green and blue wire, pinned correctly and accordingly to what we are expected to do there. So that's pretty cool. Let's keep going. What's that? EV1 injector sub harness. Let's go. So that's gonna be when the injector is gonna be going to be in there. Here I have no clue what that is. Oh, it is some I think replacement connector. We have the wideband. That's pretty much it. So yeah, the alternator one, we're gonna have to check probably for the 4-pin connector. So let's take a look there. Which one? 4-pin Delco. So if I'm not wrong here, we have that pink live brown feedback. And I have to take a look at this to pin it correctly. Is there a manual in there to show us which one's supposed to go where? I don't know why they are not pre-pinned. All right, pin C and B, so middle one technically, I guess. So we're gonna have to take a look, but let's take a look if the connector is the good one at least, and then we're gonna check for making sure. I don't know why they will not pre-pin the thing if it's like that. Maybe it's because they expect you to add something, but yeah, this is the good connector there. So we're gonna have that, but yep, I need to check what's up with that. Use to connect a Nexus terminated harness to OEM alternator that are fitted with a Delco 4-pin. This sub harness is also fitted with a 470R. Wait, oh, wait, no way, it's already in there, the resistance. The sub harness is also fitted with a 470R resistor to excite the alternator in place of a charge indicator light. Let's go! That's so cool. Because basically, and what does that mean is that basically those LS swap have a tendency to burn the alternator, so that thing are not charged at all, because basically they need a resistance in place to work properly. Now, that being said, it means also that we have everything in that harness there to make it work properly, so that's pretty sick. Let's freaking go. So we need just that. We're gonna need to follow here. Okay, so it depends. Okay. Depending on what kind of alternator we have in there, and I'm gonna need to look. That's why it's unpinned from factory there. Like when they give it to you, you have two different scenario there to know which one you're supposed to do. Now we have a 6 liter, but we don't have an alternator from a 6. Oh, do we? We might have an alternator from a 6 liter, so we're gonna have to take a look at that. And basically we're gonna check which alternator we have and pin it to the corresponding thing. I think the bracket I bought is to fit with a 6 liter alternator harness and everything, so we'll see. All right, what's up there? So far doing great. I will say let's go. 2 deaths only in 15 raids. Damn, let's go. I hit level 20, so now I'm on harder ground zero and trying to do peacekeeping. Colante and guards are cracked as fuck. Yeah, fair. Oh yeah, because before level 20 they're not in there, right? That's crazy. That's a crazy. But how good is it? Like, you won't, like, Gab, you're gonna be playing PvE, and if you want to jump in the PvP next wipe, you're not gonna be as lost as like you could have been when it comes to quest and placement and everything. And like, I'm not saying you were, but like just people in general, you're gonna be all so much better with questing and all, cause you have to think when you're playing solo and doing the PvE. That's so sick. Just had a lady vape inside the cafe multiple times, and I had to ask her to step outside. Apparently that was too much to ask, as she spent the last 10 screaming at me, the customer is always right and I should be fired. Okay, Karen, take a deep breath. Did you tell her your favorite sport is murdering? Just saying. In Minecraft, obviously. But like, yeah. Oh well. Oh my god, people. Cool, well, let's start installing that wiring harness and not only look at it, and we'll see how we can manage. Honestly, I think at some point here we might have to change the way the connectors and everything are put together, because look, but that one here will prevent me from doing so. I want to pull in and out some plugs, because I'm gonna have way too much wires. That's for sure. Coolant temp is right underneath here. So we can start at least plugging some of them in place, because we don't have any intake exactly for that reason. So coolant temp, it's gonna be a good work on our brain to remember where everything is. So that here is gonna go right there, so we're gonna pin that probably right like here, maybe with tie wrap. Maybe we could take tie wraps already. I love murder. I love it. So good. I love tie wraps today. That's my thing today, tie wraps, because they're gonna be useful. Do I use these? That could be a really good thing. But for now I have also small tie wraps. What do I have here? That's not bad too. Let's take a look. Here we go. Where's me knife? In the car, I guess. I had a pack of small tie wraps at some point, but I can't remember where they are. There. So are these going to fit? Because that will be neat. Oh yeah, they are fitting there. Perfect. So these are tie wraps mounted on a clamp that goes right through those holes here and makes it easy to do a clean harness. Oops, wrong side, I'm guessing. Was it? Yep. And now I stuck the thing in there. Lol. I need to check which one is going where. So this is going towards the center, and this is air temp sensor, which is at the front here. So that's pretty cool. So let's see. Oh wait, I need to think before doing that. So this one here can go right there. This one here can move right there, but we need to think and not clamp everything too tight, because it needs to be able to go through again, because when we're gonna put our intake, it will need to be removed again to be passed in between two cylinder 1 and 3 there. All right, well, let's just start it properly. So that, kind of tempted to bring the air through here, so let's do it. Again, I need to make sure I'm not going too tight, otherwise I'm gonna have to cut it. That will suck. There at the front. That here probably gonna need to find a good place in there to hold all that. These can go at the front there for now. All right, except drilling the hole there, let's be honest, it's freaking fun to do some wiring loom. I really enjoy it. To move underneath here. That or keeping it on top. I might keep it on top there so that we don't nail the wires on the engine itself. Map. The map masser. The map sensor, where is that one? Is it on the intake? It's not, I think. Where is our map sensor? Do we have it? Do we? Map sensor. Have some sort of doubt right now. That's gonna be a ground at the back here. So that's gonna go there. I think they do not provide any bolts for that, which sucks a little bit. But hey, part of the game. I don't know why the crank sensor, cause it can be at the front too, but ours is at the back. Or no, at the bottom here. Yeah, the crank sensor is behind the starter. So we need to bring that one through the back here, all the way to the bottom. So we're gonna go like that, there. Yeah, and is this the starter motor? No, that's a knock sensor, so that one here is gonna stay on top somehow. So we need to do that. Let's pull it all the way to the bottom there. Up. There we go, and we have that. So tempted to unpin and recrimp some of them, but like that's asking for trouble in the bad that stuff, so won't happen. But yeah, part of me is tempted to do that. All right, wideband sensor. That one's gonna go right here, and will stick out there. Right here, so let's throw that around there for now, like so. Knock sensor, gonna throw it at the front there with the other one because they have to live together in there. Pretty good. Ignition even is there. Point. Cylinder head ground. That one's gonna go in there, and I think I'm supposed to have two of them. And that's the map. Map, let's see if we need a map. There was at the front of the bag a good old instruction manual, which we love. Up. Front cam. There we go. So, manual, when you have question, always a good thing to refer to it. So we have an EV1, a sub harness, perfect. Throttle pedal, we have everything we need there. That's okay. Nexus Rebel LS map sensor adapter harness. So that's gonna be one we need to check. So basically when I'm saying it's a pretty cool kit, look at that. This is the main connector for the ECU. You have all the numbers and you have everything they are doing in there. So for troubleshooting, you know exactly where to look at, and that's pretty cool. Honestly, that's really something else. All right, there we go. That's cool. Okay, that's good. Okay, yeah, so based on which one you're using, that's what is happening there. So we're gonna check where they are talking about the map sensor and see exactly if it is a must or not. Because if it is, I need to probably buy one because I have no clue where it is at all. To a Gen 3 style sensor has shown. Manifold absolute pressure. So yes, it's supposed to have it, and I think I have it in the box, and it's going at the back here. So we just need to take a look in there, but at the back here, manifold intake pressure is the plug right there. I'm almost sure of that because I remember reading about that when buying that thing, and I'm gonna check if it's provided with it. If so, cool. If not, well, rip. But I don't know because we had two things provided with it, so it might not be there. So see, that's the kind of things we might be missing at the moment. I don't see it in there, and I need to check on my cell phone if I ever ordered one. That's something we're gonna be able to get really quickly, but yes, might be a problem because the ECU needs to know the amount of pressure in there. For boost, it's gonna be a must. All right. So much thing going on. So map sensor. Do I have that map sensor? LS1. LS map sensor. $42, and I've never seen something looking like that. So I'm guessing I don't have it. And I will love that one there. $16. Sheesh. Gonna check on my other website to have something more official. So we're missing one sensor officially, but I see one that can fit with the bolt right there. So that will be perfecto. So there was the map sensor port at the back there, but we don't have it. So hey, part of the game, no big deal, but we can plan that. So this is probably going to go back on the car before the end of the day if we want to keep going with the actual wiring loom. But yeah, so map to the back there, because this is where it's gonna live. I thought there was 2 grounds, so let me check for the other ground. I'm pretty sure I've seen a cylinder head ground at some place. Yep, there. So from here, that means this is going on top here, and this is going at the back right there. I think it's gonna be underneath the best. Now we have the cam sensor there. Is that cam or cam? Let me check. Is that supposed to fit there? Yep. All right, so this is the cam. I think it's wrong. It's not the good labeled. Let me check again there. Can I find it? Wideband lambda fair. What was that? What's up? I'm happy that Aunt Minnie Karen's coming to my hotel. I can remove her from the property if needed. Let's go. W. Let me check, because I have a can plug there, but I feel like it might be inside. Can connection. I think it was supposed to be cam connection and then can. But let me check that and make sure if there's supposed to be one named cam, because it will make sense to have a cam position sensor. Cam C3 yellow makes sense. I just need to take a look at that. So, which one would you be? Ignition coil bracket, perfect. We got this done. Injectors, we're gonna take a look at it, but we have the breakdown over here. That, we're all good there. Accelerator pedal position, we don't have that. Throttle breakout connector, we don't have that. Lambda done, knock sensor done. Can input done. But where is? One way to know. Let me check. I think because this is throttle, we won't have anything there. I think, oh yeah, it's gonna be the main harness right here. So that's okay. We're all good with that. But here the can, let's take the screen, the keypad I mean, and see what is the type of plug. And yes, that's what I thought. The kind of plug is not the same one. From there to that, I think. All right, I drink too much coffee and water there. Guys, I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and I'm just gonna go to the bathroom quickly because it's a must. So be right back in about 5 minutes. loud noise. All right, welcome back everybody. Hey, OG Dave, what's up? How you doing? What is what? What is what? The stream being in pause? Yeah. How you doing, guys? Hope you're doing wonderful. Hope you had an amazing day so far. Had a little chat with the girlfriend on my way back. She just came back from on lunch. Lovely. We love to lunch. Lunch break are the best. Cool, so welcome to that spaghetti stream, perfect for a lunch break, where we try to make a clean wiring loom for our engine. And so far, Yeah, nailed it. We need to figure out pretty much everything and where everything's going and all. It's going pretty great. I need to check for the fuel pressure. I don't think we're gonna be running that at all. We're just gonna push the data in it. Need to check if I could fit maybe a fuel pressure sensor at the front here instead of that thing. That could be pretty dope. To adjust it also, that will be sick. So yeah, I will take a look at that. If it's the case, well, we're gonna run that for sure. Otherwise, pretty much everything seems to move forward, and I think honestly we're not gonna be too bad with all that. So yeah, let's just keep going slowly but surely. Like I said, we're gonna be putting back the intake in the spot there to make sure we can actually like run the wires once and for all. So it should be not too bad. But there we go. So we have that going there. Gonna have a bunch of different things. We need to figure out where we're gonna push that. Everything's gonna be pretty much, the mess gonna be underneath the intake just because I don't want it to show too much. Again, it is a plug and play harness and not something specially designed for my car. So the first thing I would say is that the length of the cable of the wire are really intense. We prefer that than running out of wires by an inch, but damn, they are long, and I guess some people are trimming that. I'm not feeling like touching and messing around with my ECU wiring loom, so we're gonna make sure we're not pushing too far there and keeping everything clean. So yep. So from there, what was the last question we had? Was the air pressure sensor. So that's gonna be at the back. Air temp, we're good. That we're good. I think, honestly, yeah, that was that. I don't know what is supposed to connect at the back here. We have oil pressure there. So the oil pressure, we can definitely make that happen. Just need to find that. So the throttle loom is going on this here. Oil pressure is right there. That one's weird because it's bringing that entire loom to the back. So let's go right there. Click. Oh yeah, okay, we can push individually the loom in there. Perfect. That's what we wanted. And we're gonna gain some possibilities out of that. Let's go. Here, what are you? Injectors. Injector loom right here in the center for sure. Now that being said, did we just push back too much things? Nope, we're still good. So we can go like that. Cool. All right, that's what we wanted to see. Cylinder head. Ground. That's gonna be the one on this side. Let's try to figure out stuff we can use there to bolt in place. I think I still have maybe the good type of bolt to just push that in there. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find the flex plate bolts because they were the perfect size for that. Bell housing, 1, 2, I think they are the good one there. If so, we're gonna be good to go. Let me check if I can bolt them entirely in the head or if they are too long. Are they too long? No, I think we're gonna be good. Let me check, there are some 15 mil. If that's working, that's the most amazing thing there, because that means we are ready to bolt the ground in place. Imagine if they are just Oh yeah, they are going all the way down. Perfect. So we can actually go and ground that there. And I'm not sure what is supposed to be happy or sad. Curious. There, so we have bolts for our crowns. Up. Maybe I could push them underneath. There, that will help. There we go. That's gonna be one ground, because yeah, we need to ground the cylinder head with that harness, which I'm not sure why, but hey, if they are telling me I need to do that, I'm gonna listen to them, that's for sure. There we go, ground in place. There we go. Boom. And then, if we're going this way, we can do the exact same with the other ground right here. So let's make sure we are pushing that underneath everything, because it's coming back towards the back here. And we're gonna throw that right where we want it to be there. Go. Grounded. So there we go. We have both grounds put in there. That's cool. Now, oh, that's what we were checking right there. We were looking for the actual Haltech converter for the CAN bus stuff there, so let's take a look. Yeah, that one's not supposed to be the thing here. So what we need to do is, pretty sure it's the cam that is not well labeled there. Let me check that. Oh, we have a template, that's cool. That's going there, and to integrate that, yeah, I think that's gonna be the part in the ECU, the plug C or something like that. Not sure. So I'm gonna keep that on the side for now, the keypad. So basically here we have a plug that I was looking at that is probably, like, really most likely the actual, let me find it again. Is the one with a bag on it, so it shouldn't be too hard. There you go. So this one is labeled CAN, but I'm wondering if they didn't make a mistake and it's supposed to be CAN. And we're gonna check. I just don't know. I haven't seen anything talking about that, because you have one that is telling you how to pin it for the alternator, but that one here, I have no clue where it's supposed to go. But the connector fits for the cam position sensor. So let's take a look again and see if I didn't skip a page there, because it feels like it. I'm trying to figure it out. That's the inside, that's the outside. Are they talking about the crank? Up. No, not there. So what are the color on it? Yeah, that will make sense. Yellow here, and I see a yellow as a cam sensor there. Crank is also yellow. Is it the case? It's on the other side there. So yeah, we're already getting pretty much, oh yeah, I see it there. So yellow on the crank sensor too. We're getting there. We're gonna have to lift the car up to finish connecting part of it. We're gonna have to start thinking also about because I want to say it. That. Now, about like, oh yeah, starter motor and alternator wires, because we need to bring some big, chunky 12 volt from that to the firewall bulkhead pass-through connector there. So, yep, there's gonna be that for sure. Oh, there you go. I had it. Yep, it is wrongly done. So cam sensor wiring, I had it right there. So it was with the crank sensor. I read too quickly before, but crank and camshaft position sensor. So we have that here. This one is already done. This one we need to take a look there. So cam sensor plug pinout wiring. Signal yellow, signal ground black, sensor power red, and based on if it is an LS2, LS3 cam sensor or wiring to pigtail harness. Okay, I need to check. Wires left unplug will need to be pinned to suit the specific cam sensor used. Okay, cam sensor plug wiring. Let me check the next page. Do we have anything else? Nope, no more data there. So an LS1 cam sensor is A, B, C like, okay, it's, oh, pin A, signal. Oh, the red and the yellow may switch. Wow. How do I know which one I have? The cam position sensor plug connects directly to the sensor. However, note that the wiring varies between models for the GMLS engine. Hence, the plug has the signal wire yellow and sensor power red, both unplugged, and is left to the installer to pin into the connector to suit what the cam sensor requires. Refer to the table below for the pin out and insert the pins into the connector until they lock. Front cam. How am I supposed to determine which freaking connector do I have? Like, the only thing I have is LS1, LS2, LS3, LS2, LS3 again, wiring to pigtail harness. I will see in two of the context here. It's yellow first, red last, and the middle context is the opposite. So let's try to figure that out. Oh my god, that's so weird. That's so weird. Okay, so I need to find out, because I bought that thing brand new. So I need to figure out what is the thing I bought there. So let me grab the keyboard and let's become some master researcher in my mailbox. Cam position sensor. Is it called like that? Can I find that somewhere? I see something here. For a 2003 Express Chevrolet, so a 6-liter, I have a cam position sensor. Let's click on that. Let's see if I can get it done. Which one did I order there? What is the part number? With the part number, we might be actually good to figure that out. So it was easy to find back the order in itself, so that's cool. Now, part number, let's check on the interweb. Nothing really good there. Oh, that's the part number. It's a GM genuine part, so that's good, that's good. Is it set which one, which type it is? Nope. Can I get it there? GM genuine right there. Only one picture, not really useful. Let's see if I do that. Wiring. Can I figure out which one is which? I have one chance out of 2 to make it work, but it's not really something I want to bet on, because if you're cranking and it doesn't work, that means you probably get that wrong, because cam position is super important for triggering the ignition, so we really need that. And I'm wondering if there was not something inside the box telling me which plug was doing what. Okay, let me check. Because I know my engine is close to an LS3, basically LS2, LS3, then that's why I'm in between there. I'm in between to know how to do that. All right, let's see if there's something. LS position, cam position sensor, wiring, and how to know. It's maybe Gen 3 and Gen 4 the difference too. Because that will make sense. Is there Gen 4 LS1? I don't think so. I don't think there's Gen 4 LS1. All right, I have maybe something there. No, that's the crank. I'm so clueless right now. Gen 3 LQ4 cams. Oh, well, let's look. What? That's so good. I love it. W. That's a huge W. I know. We can look on the original harness. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that? Let's try to figure that out from the original harness that's all the way at the bottom there, underneath a pile of junk. If I can find the cam position sensor in here, imagine if it's not even far, that will be so good. All right, I need to get access to stuff here, sir. So please get a fuck out. I have a full-on harness here. That might solve most of my questions. That's not you. That's not you. That's disgusting. That's a full-on table moving and trying to drop on me. Hot. All right, there we go. Then that's a big pile of trash. Now all we need to find is technically the cam position sensor. Whew. Let me show you the mess. Dual side. There we go. That's another spaghetti there. But everything, or almost everything, is actually written there. AC, we don't care. Mass airflow, no more. Transmission things here. Shifter, trans, pressure sensor, knock sensor. We're getting closer and closer here. Cam sensor, let's go. So here, if I'm looking at it from top section there, orange, red right here. And we have the other wire on the side there. But that's also based on the ECU itself. So what we're gonna take a look at with the cam sensor here is the wiring on an LQ4 and see how they are supposed to be wired. Front cam. Front cam. Oi! I'm gonna do it by myself. There we go. All right, so there, that means GMC Express 2500 2003 6-liter wiring diagram. Let's take a look. Whew. Wiring stuff, baby. That can be painful. Can't be reached, no Gucci. I need to find basically LQ4 2003 wiring diagram. That's what I need exactly. Engine harness identification and wiring diagram. Anyone sent a link here? How to identify your truck. All right, that's not what we want. PCM connector pin out. Nope. Blue connector, nope. Red connector, nope. What I want to see is the cam sensor. Pump, pump. Oh my god, it's big brain time right now, and damn, I'm not having that in my mind right now. It's like I'm looking at it and it's just like a frog smashing it's like Homer Simpson when there's that monkey smashing and making sounds in his head. It's pretty much how I feel right now. All right, let me Control F. Cam. Nothing, no cam mention in here. LQ4 2003 cam sensor pin out. Can probably figure that out. Let me check that. Hi all, I'm having trouble finding the sensor, so I thought blah blah blah. Using a Vortex distributor cam position sensor and looking down at the connector of the pins are incorrect. Pink, black, brown, white, pink. C should be the 12. What? Sorry, I meant I need to know which pin is supposed to receive temperature. I just need a confirmation, please. Give me the... That's not what I'm looking for. There you go, I think I have it. To mix up, it's very easy to mix up all the pigtails and harness flops and ears and misleading colors. Some sensors are 12 volt, some are 5 volt. Wow. I think I have it right there. It depends if it's a 24x or a 58. So one is signal, one is 12 volt. Black crank sensor, black cam sensor, and if it's gray, is mine gray or black? Mine is a black one, and the one I had, do I still have it? I think I just dumped it, right? No, it's right here. It's right here, and it was a black one too. So I think it's safe to guess. This is the other one, yep. I think it's safe to guess that it is the black with that there. Bego should make cars. You think? That will be ideal, right? So the gray cam sensor is having a different signal type. Front of the connector, wiring to pigtail harness, wiring to pigtail harness. Where, oh yeah, without pigtail. Oh, but that's a Gen 4 cover. Oh my god, man, I'm so lost at the moment. We don't have that at the front. That means we are looking for something at the back. If it's at the back, it is a Gen 3. With a Gen 3, that means we should be good. Holding the factory wiring diagram as well as a camshaft position sensor connector view are shown. Pin A to be the brown white wire, B to be the pink, that's the only one that's in there, and the C to be the red. So looking at it, that means from left to right it's on the other side. Let's grab it. Dual side. Dual side. There we go. That means, that being said, that will be our red on the right side. Oh no, CBA. So ABC, red on the left and yellow on the right. That's what it looks like so far. Let's just make double sure that this is the case. Like I said, red in C is 2 out of 3 chances. There's 2 contexts given that it is the case. So I would take that guess. And yes, 12 volt in C seems to be pretty much the easiest way to do it. Let's go, we're gonna do that. It seems like it is the biggest possibility down there. I think the cam sensor will be I think the red on the left is the most common one to have, and that the rest it's pretty much based on if you're having a more special type of, I would say car, but like more of a special type of, because I want to say it, of LS engine, like Corvette. I know they did a bunch of different things, LS7, stuff like that, so you know, wouldn't be too surprising. So we're gonna give it a go. Click. Click, and that will just fit pretty much our cam there. That, boom, fixed. And if I throw it down there, I should be good to go with that. There we go. Boom. Connected. And we're gonna see if we have a faulty crank sensor on a cam position sensor. Honestly, if we do, I know the engine can start still, but it's gonna take a while. I know people that deleted some cam sensor and they were just cranking forever, but eventually it was starting. Now that's not what we want, so we're just gonna keep an eye on it, but we just use the logic there, and yellow signal in the A pin is what is the most common, it seems like, and being a Gen 3, I will believe that this is the case. That's what I'm a bit worried about. Like, there was not enough clear specification with it. I would have said, like, if there's a different color of connector or something, that will be cool. But again, maybe that it's like not even based on that, so no clue. But for now, I'm gonna assume that Gen 3 LQ4 is pretty much there. Like, to be fair, my power wire on the original harness seems to be exactly in that position there. So cam sensor, I have the bright orange red on the left, and this is exactly what we just did there. So it seems to make total sense. So let's go. Let's assume that. Hey, hey. All right, what else? Where are we at now? There's gonna be the alternator. So alternator, we might just need to connect it. We might not even need anything too specific there. So we'll see. Then it's gonna be probably close to being the intake time. We're gonna need to modify the throttle pedal also before putting that back. So from there, because obviously we are definitely not done here, way too many things, so let's keep going there. So air temp at the front there, that in here, we already have one connecting down there, that's cool. That one might be able to even go underneath that. Just move along there. Yes baby, let's go, easy. That those two will connect here. So odd with odd, even with even. There we go. So this one here, that's done too. That seems a bit excessive, but hey, part of the game. There we go. That. So can we push those wires a little bit further? Fuel pressure, like I said, I will check. I could check already if Altec is doing one. Can go check. I'm gonna take the cell phone. Take a look at that on Summit Racing, because I know Summit will deliver really quickly. And they have a Haltech product, so let's see. Adjusting the fuel pressure with the ECU, that will be so cool. Haltech fuel Pressure sensor. They do have one. Holy shit, easy. Oh, ho, ho, it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's really not cheap. GM fuel pressure sensor. What kind of plug is in that? Is that the same type of plug as that? Let's see if it's made for air temp. Where did I put that? Oh, okay, yeah, it's a fuel pressure for GM stuff, so we kind of need one. What is that? What is the thread at the front? That's pretty much what I need to know. Because I'm ready to replace my fuel pressure gauge at the front there for that, to be fair. Just need to know the thread on it. Oh no, that's an oil pressure. That's not even a fuel pressure. Lol. Yeah, that's 1/8, and I'm pretty sure the same thing as the gauges. So I'm gonna have a look at that. If I can find a decent fuel pressure at a decent price, we might replace the gauge there by something here, so that way we might be able to track our fuel pressure right with the ECU instead of telling it, yes, just assume it's like 58 or 44 or whatever you want to make it. Like instead of assuming what it is, it will be able to read it and make sure it has the right data with it, so that will be cool. Throttle cable, we're still good, so let's start pushing some wiring loom in there, I'm guessing, and try to get a bit more wires cleaned up from here. So that one here, that's the throttle. No, that's injection. Injection, we're gonna have to take a look later on. So that one, I won't push it too far. That one here, definitely too long. Let's try to push it back in there. Because even there, that's crazy. That's way too many wires. Like that one here. What one? Which one is that? That's the crank sensor. Yeah, that's way too long. For real, it's crazy how long those are. Now we know that we're gonna have all these wires inside the car instead, but hey. That's already a little bit more logical there, because otherwise, damn, that was too long. There. There we go. That's already better. Now the other plug here, that one I won't be able to make a miracle out of it, I'm guessing, because that's stitched together pretty much. So we're gonna have to secure that on top here. Still, I can push that a little bit through, I guess. Not really. Hard to tell. That. Maybe a touch. I need to take care because that's the oil pressure sensor here. All right, that's pretty much the top the biggest amount we can remove from the engine bay, so we're gonna have to deal with that. We're definitely gonna have to deal with that. So here, wideband, is that a single one there, or I think so. So that one can be pushed quite far inside. Have no clue how it's looking at the moment inside the car. We're pretty much assuming that we're gonna be able to hide the cable inside. There we go. That there, that's closer, that's gonna be easier to work with. There to there. Now let's try to clean a little bit here. That being said, I might be able to push back the auxiliary power output here, so that one there, because we have seen that these are up pretty much there. They were, that one was on its own, I think. Yep, seems like it. So we're gonna be able to remove that from our way.
Just had sex. I'm about to use.
What's a blue?
The greatest moment of my life.
Sick.
Unless you screw up whatever it is.
I just said what's up blue, so you are the one that screwed it up. Hey, hey, get fucked. How you doing, sir? Look at that spaghetti we're pulling in and out there. Trying to figure it out. So far so good though, cannot complain. Let's go, that's sick. Can't wait to play some more. We'll check if my boys will like to play tonight. Gab, you still there? You want to ask in the group conversation if the other boys will be down to play? That will be sick. I'm starting to be hungry. I don't know what I'm gonna eat tonight. Part of me want a big ramen soup. I'm wondering why. Not looking at one specific person in here. Oh, you're not? Damn, that sucks though. But are you there tonight, Gab? Would you be down to play some Tarky PvE and ask if the others are available? There you go. So that wire going back inside, that means fuel pump can be, secondary fuel pump can be triggered. That will be fire. Up. Oi, don't scratch my paint, sir, please. Let's pull that wire from here. All right, even in here, it's starting to be like a mess. Perfect. Up. I have no clue exactly which one it is, so we're gonna figure that out later. I was about to get on a VR, that's why I said I'm not new games from the sales. Let's go! But yeah, so if you just want to send a message to the boys, but otherwise I will ask later on. There we go. That. We're starting to get somewhere with that. So I'm not really happy with that one here. Oh no, that one's okay. That one there, that's fine. Let's try to put some order in here right at the beginning there so that it won't be too much of a mess. So that one, we could throw it right underneath everything, pretty much. Send it through there, right on top there, perfect. We're gonna start, I think, playing with tie wraps here. So let's grab some, because I want to make that spaghetti look good. Spaghetti will be also fire. Who's a fan of spaghetti in here? Because I am. With cheese on top. Melted cheese, yeah, baby. There we go. So who you? You are ignition, right? Yes. Hi, ignition. So from here, which one do we need absolutely to stay right there? Let's say that one. Let's wait a second for this. Let's put a first tie wrap right there. Pretty much, because we need that to get at the back here. So that thing here must stay together right there. Boom. So that will be a first one in place. Now, that being said, these are already pretty much in their spot. Throttle needs to go towards here. These are going to get repositioned. I think we're gonna need the intake in place to lock everything where we want that to be. Because here we're gonna need some space. That one needs to go at the back, right there, right? That's the one, no, that's the crank sensor. That one needs to go at the bottom over here. And that one there won't be able to go far enough with that. So let's do this. That one here, the map, we don't need that to be super duper long. That one's the other ground. So that here should be close to our secondary, well, not secondary, but like basically our second tie wrap right here. Like somewhere there, boom. Already to put some, starting to put some order in that chaos. That should go back down here with that. Now I don't like where this is going, so let's do this. That. We are close to being able to put that in. So this one's going towards the back again. Right here. like so. So let's bring those here. That one's going towards the back like that. So we're gonna be able to clamp it there and hold it there. So that could have been into those, but hey, no big deal. We're just gonna clamp it right there. Maybe grab these at the same time. There we go. That being said, that means I can push that there and have my intake sensor right here, which seems to be a beautiful idea there. And now this is where the mess is really at. So this one here, we might actually throw it all around the car because that can go through the body wiring loom. This one. Since this is actually a plug for the fan and not something that we need underneath there, because we need to bring it all the way to the bottom there, so it will be just dangerous to run it there. Can I get a good access there? Yes, like that, like this, and like that. Boom. So that here, we're gonna try to find a way, push it all around. Maybe through the top there, actually. Like so. Just like that. That could be going all the way around here and drop in there and get pushed with the body loom to where the actual fan is going to be. So we're gonna have a bit of work to do at the bottom there, but that should be really doable. Maybe I should have put it around there. Let's do it already. Just to prevent it from moving too much, we're gonna go behind the actual loom moving up here. That way we should be good to get decent protection for it, which is kind of a big deal. So let's make sure we get that there. Yep, plenty of wire for what we need that to do. Lovely. Bam. Right where the fan's gonna be. So that's good, that's Gucci. Only one wire there, and that's gonna power our fan controlled by the ECU. Maybe I'm even going to be able to push that through here. That will be sick. Tack, tack. Send it through that. Yep. I think we have a good idea of how everything's gonna be set up there. Good. Whew. Coffee time. From there, that one was the one going in there, which means all that can be tied together. And get pretty much ready to be hold right there. Without putting too much strength on that. We're at least going to make sure everything's great. Which one are you already? Fuel pressure. If we use you, it's going to be at the back there. There we go. So if the intake is fitting above that, we are definitely in a good shape to get everything done here and plug perfectly as we wanted it to be. So that's excellent. Are we testing? I think we should. So this is the cam position. Let's send it back towards there, maybe through here, up. And so even if it's long a little bit, it should be just going right there. Honestly, that wiring loom is so good. Almost unbelievable how easy it is. And basically all those loose wire there are gonna get pushed down like that by the actual by our actual intake manifold, and they're just gonna get constrained underneath there with that. That's the idea, at least. So next step, choices needs to be made. I think we're gonna make a bit of a cleanup on the table here, just moving stuff around. And what we're gonna do is quite simple. We're gonna be looking at the fuel rail issue we had, just to make them look a bit more straight, in line with the injector placement, so that when we're gonna plug everything all together, it should help just getting the exact thing we need. So yeah, we're just gonna do that quickly right now. Front cam. So usually we are getting pretty much in the different steps that are going to make everything we've done so far look like a fucking mess. What happens is that when you start plugging the everything, ECU, stuff like that, and doing the vacuum lines and everything, you're clogging a lot of the space in the engine bay. It's not that it takes that much space, more than what up, lump? But yeah, basically like running wires and oil line, vacuum line, stuff like that, you're basically putting a mess all around. So you just have those little spaghetti going everywhere. Now, the idea of buying that intake was exactly that, like trying to prevent the mess from being too visible. You're gonna have some. You don't have the choice, you're gonna have some. But hopefully, we're gonna make it work with something that's gonna be helping us covering it. So that way, and everything has been thought and designed pretty much with that in mind. So yep, let's try that. So sounds good, Lum. Have a good lurk. Let's go with that. Let's bring blue towels, install our intake on top here. We're gonna connect the fuel rails, see how they react, and if they looks like they are in the good spot. If not, which I assume, because when we tried to put the injector, they were not. Well, we're gonna just try to fix that a little bit, and then I think it's just the way they are bent, like the fuel rail, because I want to say it, the fuel rail hanger brackets. They are basically not allowing the proper bent shape for that, so we're gonna take a look at that. Dual side. There we go. So what we're going to do here is grab some... Somebody once told me, no. We're gonna grab the fuel rails if I can find them back. They are probably not too far, but I've put a bit of a mess again in here. So just need to find them. Wait, what? They were not that far. They're not here. Not over there. Where did I put them? I remember using them this week. Are they back in the box? Nope. Where did I throw those fuel rails? Question mark. Probably in a place so stupid that I cannot think about it. So stupid and probably right in my face, and I'm just too freaking... Oh, they are there. They were a bit hidden, so fair. Fair. Let's go. So we're gonna try to install these again, just like that, and see where they are setting in place. And from there, we're gonna try to also make sure they are looking straight into those holes. And if they are, we're gonna be able to install our actual injectors and take a look at all that. So that will be perfect. Now let's try to find out. We had that. I'm supposed to have a plug at the end of one thing, but I don't think I do, so we're gonna go with these. Oh, is one of those will work? That will be perfect. Actually, yeah. I just realized I had those tools I brought back from my girlfriend's mother place because she's moving, so might as well use them. So what I think is we're gonna need washers to make it work properly in there, because I think my injector are just slightly too high for the intake, but we'll see. So basically what I want you to see there, let me position you for that. It's the way that this fuel rail here, so that thing is lining up with the blue towels pretty much. So you can see where we're going there. So basically what is happening is that we are not properly lining up because the bracket, the band is not allowing Let's remove that just so we can see it properly. But if you're looking there, doesn't look that bad, but basically this is a little bit further down there, and that's what I saw. So we just need to pry it a little bit towards us so it lines up a little bit better. That's good right there. That's pretty good. Yep, that seems to be pretty good. So we just need to make sure, because it was like trying to get a diagonal a little bit there. So we just need to make sure this is going to be good. And I think I'm gonna need to run 2 small washers just to have the proper clamping there. And from there, we should be at the right length and everything for our actual injectors. We can right there try it. Let me check if I have those said washers first. I think I do, but nothing so sure. I have some for sure, but I really don't know if these are going to fit and if I have enough of them. Could try on 2 bolts for now. The 2 bolts on the extremity. Because I have that and that here. So I think we could try it, because that's gonna change a lot of things after that. Pump, 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 pump. Let's bring the injector around by moving some stuff so we don't throw them on the ground. Injectors and impact are not really friends. And I had a knife one day, but hey, we don't need that. Let's just drop that there. That's 4. Let's try 2 of them. So let's go. So we're gonna remove that. It seems to line up pretty well. So we're gonna try to reproduce that again. So like I said, we're gonna try to go with only 2 screws at first. So that one, we're gonna put it away. Here we go. Nailed it. Up. Because again, if we see that it's tilting the injector a little bit too much, we're gonna go ahead and bend the bracket a little bit more, so that way we should be good to put it right where we want it to be. There we go, like so. Up. All right, injector time. So we're gonna take, again, our grease. I think there's probably still quite a lot on it, but just in case, we're gonna bring it close so we have it. That's not the one I want. Where did I put? There it is. That. Let's grab some gloves, just to make sure we're not contaminating anything. And we're gonna give it another try there, because after that we can plug pretty much everything in there. That will be fantastic. I think we're gonna still need to remove the wiring loom again, but hey, not the wiring loom but the intake, but at least if most of it is done, that will be good. So let's push a little bit of compressed air in there, just so we have the chance and the opportunity to make sure everything's clean. Because I see something there. Just like that. and injector. They are still pretty much lube, so that's good. Yeah, they were supposed to look towards us. There we go. There we go. Need 2 more. There we go. So our injectors are in place there. Now, if we remove the top section, we should have grease on every single one of them. Seems like a yes. And we should be good to just throw 2 of that here, 2 of that there, just to create a small spacer, and then throw that on top here. Try to connect that. So let's line that up like so. So everything's lined up there. Like so. Like so. That was frightening. Now if I'm starting to thread that in place, that's maybe also that I need to push on it. They started everywhere, almost. There we go. That went straight down in its spot. You so schmexy. But yes, it is. It is a nice piece of fun there. Yo, that looks way better than what it was last time. Yep. So I just don't know if they're supposed to be tight to a point where I have almost no play up and down, which is good. I just don't know if you're not supposed to be able to swivel them at all. But if we're looking here, you can see that they are pretty much in line now. So that's way better. That was the spacing we needed there. So that's cool. We're gonna be able to push 2 other washers in here. I just don't know if I have enough, so that's the sad part right now. But like right there, we could be working with that pretty easily. I don't know if I can also push them towards there so that I can get the wiring loom to be ongoing in there. That will be the perfect placement, because then all the wires will be from the inside there and not showing up at all. That will be my ideal thing right there. I will check the harness adapter. Let's take a look at that. Where is it? Where are they? Transmission harness, not the one we look for. I think it was a pretty thick one. There it is. ignition, so we will need injectors number and everything. Gonna head out for a bit, enjoy the build, baby. Hey, thank you so much. Have a good one, man. So we should have 2 parts in here. Oh, they are already all, oh, it switched. Well, let's go. Perfect timing for that. So that here, we should have injector 8, and they should be labeled 1 to 7 on one side. Yep. So that's gonna be that side there, and here it's gonna be that, which means we should be able to run them through. Yeah, boy, I'm pretty sure it's gonna work. Pretty sure it's gonna work. Cool, cause now the thing is, we're gonna put the injector in there, put the cap back. So I'm gonna remove that. We're gonna be basically putting the actual intake on the engine and work our wiring loom through that. So I think that's the next step if we want that to work. So yeah, let's try that. Man, it's gonna be tough to connect everything once it's done. Like I just have 1 plugs underneath. That's gonna be a bit of a pain in the ass to do. Front cam. Front cam. Why the cams change by itself? That's funny. Dual side. So that's gonna be there. I'm saying dual side, but we're not there just yet. I'm gonna be removing again my fuel rail. Front cam. Can do that, can do this. It's gonna be easier to see. But yeah, so we're gonna be removing the fuel rail, but keeping the injectors in place for now. Is that asking for trouble? Yes and no. It's just gonna help pushing that through. So I'm gonna try to find maybe more washers. 2 washers on top of each other is definitely the way to go to prevent some bending in there and make sure it's gonna seal properly. So we're gonna try that for sure. There we go. Because yeah, it seems to be sealing properly, honestly, so it's just hard to tell. Let's put the cover on top to make sure we don't have any debris falling into them. That will be sad, knowing that they are a bit pricey. So not really the thing I'm looking for. Maybe only 1 washer could work also. Have the lock washer here. Lock washer could be interesting. Putting just a touch of tension, so 1 washer plus that. Don't know if that's really what you want to do, but hey, could work. Because right there I will have 4 plus a lock, or just a lock washer on top to create the spacer plus a springy effect a little bit. That could work also. Here I have some that could do the job, but there I just want to make sure we're gonna have the same kind of spacer everywhere, like the same formula if you want, because there's nothing worse than guessing that, oh, they have the same thickness and stuff like that, you know. So yep, we'll see. Maybe over there, now that I think of it, I've seen boxes of stuff here. Not that one. Maybe not. Yeah, maybe that's what I had in mind. So it's not really what I thought. Okay, well, let's keep going. So yeah, time to try to put the intake for first time in there with the wiring loom and see how it's gonna look like. So there you go, dual side. Alrighty, so from there, let's just try to push that on top. So we're gonna bring the fuel line again at the top here. We don't want that to fall on it. We're gonna have a few connectors to remove there and there, because everything going around there, we're gonna need to push that through. That's why I didn't close entirely those things, because they need to get out. For sure, for sure. Because don't forget, the intake manifold is one big plate there, so we're gonna need to push all that through. Here we go. There we go. And that one. Our new connectors are working so great. I love them. All right, let's try that. Stressful moment. So we're gonna go slowly. It's there. That. I already know that I must remove it eventually, so we won't even bother removing the tape for now, just preventing anything from falling in there. It's more a proof of concept than anything else. So that one needs to go right at the bottom here, so it's gonna go on top there. Oop, that's an injector staying in my hand. You are air temp, you're going over there. I have a couple of things that needs to come back here, so let me check what they are. It's pretty much just the wideband on this side, I think. So I need to find its wideband sensor plug. Hard to keep everything properly set up there. Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be a freaking shit show to get everything in there properly mounted. That intake is gonna look cool, but the assembly of it, like when I have to put it in there and remove it, it's gonna be painful, I'm pretty sure. That one needs to go through here. Then what else? Our temp right through here. You are alternator and stuff, I'm guessing. Alternator, coolant temp needs to go through that. We want to push them on top here. That. The air temps getting out there might be just easier to push that through here like that. All right, here throttle should be that, I'm guessing. Throttle, that. Okay, you're going that way. There. Gonna need to secure that to make sure it's not hitting on anything. So we're probably gonna need to tie wrap something right there just to make sure it's not going on top of a belt or anything, or maybe even just there, put a clamp there or there just to keep them up in the air. That could be cool. I could deal with that being there. Yep, I think it's gonna be just a clamp. That, bam, holding that above the pulley. Whew. Tuck it, better tuck it and make it look clean. Yeah, exactly. Hey, how you doing, sir? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day so far. And yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking of. I want to make it look clean and prevent any big wire from being visible. So I want to cover everything with the fuel rail and stuff like that. So this way we should be able to get something quite clean. So underneath, it's a bit of a shit show. It's a bit of a mess, but hey, that's part of the game. I think the biggest issue I'm gonna have is with the actual vacuum at the back, like underneath here. That's gonna be something a bit painful to put in place, but hey, part of the game too. I think that intake is gonna look great, but it's gonna be awful to work with. That's my bet so far. It's like right now, I can push that there, can connect that right there. Then we can go ahead. Oh, the white band here, so we're right there where we need it to be. That is almost perfect length for that. That here can go at the corner there. Motor finally came out of mine. Gonna go further back right in a bit, and then more working on it later. Sounds good. Hey, that's sick. GG, big weekend, man. Big Saturday. Love to hear that. That's the kind of things I love to hear. All right, if you could clear the vacuum lines just like that, how cool would that be? Just need to make sure we're not gonna crush any wires there. Otherwise, we're gonna create leaks in the first place, and then we're gonna also have a failure eventually, so that wouldn't be cool. But so far, the proof of concept is pretty much there. That through here, like alternator and stuff like that. Definitely something that will be able to live through here. Like that harness, you even have an extension there, so that's good. That can go at the bottom there. I can reconnect that one there for sure. The cooling temp, and that we're gonna have the adapter. Air temps going in there. That can live right underneath the bracket here, or on this side, we'll see. Definitely working. And the fuel rail in itself. Yep, that's definitely going to work right there. Pump and have that on top there, bang. Yep. Fuel line are the last thing going in. And now what we need to work on is the actual injector loom. I think that's gonna be one of the first thing that we're gonna put on with the injectors in, letting it hang underneath. And yeah, we're gonna need to work everything here by raising that, connecting the vacuum. It's gonna be always that. But it's working. So far it's working great. And then it's gonna be like reassembling the front. No big deal for anything related to the air intake sensor. We know we're gonna have plenty of wire here. We're even going to be able to probably wrap it around there and bring it back so that it's not in the way of anything. It's gonna be plugged pretty much right here if we're following where the intake temp was. So that's good. Yeah, we're pretty much almost there already, guys. It's really not bad. Really not bad. What else can we do? So injectors is pretty much sorted out. I'm feeling like I need to remove again the intake, but I'm trying to figure out exactly what's gonna be the workflow from now on. time for some water. So from there, we need to make sure we have all the hardware for the fuel rail. So if we're bringing that back to the workbench, I can work it out, test it, and make sure everything's looking okay. That being done, that means we can move forward to probably plug everything there. Like I said, it's vacuum lines right now. That might be a bit of a pain in the ass. Need to check. I had the original brake booster vacuum with already a check valve in it. Need to put my hand back on it and make sure we can adapt that thing to work with our intake manifold. That's gonna give us basically the good feeling in the brake pedal. No vacuum means no brake booster activation, which is not what we're looking for. I don't know exactly where I put that. I thought it was around here, but I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I don't remember exactly where it is. We're gonna have to put our hand back on that because that's gonna be a big part of the brake system there. It's like the last piece for that. So it's basically going at the back here. I think I have the plug right at the bottom there. Oh, it's on this side here. So yeah, we need to bring a vacuum line from there to the biggest part there. Worst case, we buy a new check valve, because basically since we are boosted, we're gonna have some positive pressure there, so we need to make sure we're not pressurizing our brake booster, but we need to make sure that whenever we have some vacuum, it's using it to help with the brake pedal. So usually you release the gas pedal, the throttle pedal when you are going for the brake pedal. Maybe not always on the racetrack, but like, you know, you understand the idea there. And basically that's helping you with the braking. And so we need that to be connected right at the back there underneath the intake. So yeah, we just need to bring that from here to there. Shouldn't be the worst thing ever to do, but still need to be done. So that there. Then after that, what else with the vacuum? We're gonna have one vacuum line for the... I think we're gonna be able to maybe push some vacuum lines there, but it's gonna be rough. There's a lot of wire in the way underneath. But it's gonna look good. Like, look at this. We haven't messed it up too much, honestly. It's not too butchered compared to what we had. All right, let's remove the intake manifold one more time, I guess. And then from there, I wonder if the best thing here will be to bring that from this side with that plug here and go around and move. That could be a way to do it. Let's remove it, and then we're gonna take a look inside. So remove that, let's clean that up a little bit. Then we are going to move inside the car and see where we are mounting our ECU, and based on how much wiring we have. Because right now we poked it through the driver's side, but I don't know if we have enough wiring to bring it to the passenger side. So that's gonna be something to look at. There we go. Now let's remove a bunch of things here, because we are really dependent on how much loom they gave us. On the outside, nothing to say. We have plenty. It's a bit crazy the amount of wires we have, like the length of them and everything. It's really good. Nothing to complain about. So let's push that back in. Same for you, sir. Up, just to make sure that when we pull on the intake, it's gonna come up with us. So I need to buy a map sensor, and I need to buy maybe a fuel pressure sensor to make sure we have the full thing, and we won't go cheap. We're gonna make sure it's here in no time, because damn, we need that to be done. Plenty to do that, we don't need to rush it too much, but still. I think it's only that, and I can move already the thing up. There you go. Not too bad. Wiring loom, not too bad. There we go. We're gonna have to check the injector loom and injector fuel rail and everything on the passenger's driver side, actually, in not so long. But for now, let's put everything at the bottom here. Let's go. There we go. So we have 5 washers. Will be good to find some more. Or like I said, maybe just 1 lock washer will do the job. So we might be able to finish that too. Maybe more tomorrow than today. That. Here. Let's go. Yikes, such a mess underneath that. So what we were saying is that here, that's not bad. Maybe need just a touch more wiring there. That here might be a good idea to unplug that and bring that out through the same spot there. But that means I need, oh no, we really need it to be over there because of that plug there. All right, no big deal. That, when we're gonna drop the intake, we need to plug that first for the ignition being already all plugged onto the intake. That's gonna make it work easy. All right, vacuum lines there. Otherwise, really no big deal. Okay, I'm quite confident with our wiring loom. I think it's really in the good shape and on the good way, so yep. Front cam. Cool, let's move inside. Let's see where we can plug our computer. We need to figure that out if we want to be able to install it, right? No place means no computer means no Gucci. So let's just do that. Here, dual side. All right, so there we go. Most of the wiring is on the other side there. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Side cam. There you go. So the idea is to bring it here. If we can manage to put all the wires right here, I want the ECU to be plugged on top of everything right there. Seems a bit weird, but I've seen a control board and everything plugged that way, and it's looking just so freaking good. You couldn't believe it. So it's really looking nice when you have all the free space. Damn, that car is a mess inside. When you have all the free space you want on the driver's side, because you are obviously the driver, but that you have the ECU right here or whatever module you want there. Passenger side, the feet are not too much of a big deal usually, and then you can just run everything through there. Now, question is, do we have enough wires to do that? What's that? I think that is going there. I don't know exactly what that is. Want to make sure I'm not pulling anything there. So technically we should have enough place. I just don't know with the radio. I think we're not going to run any radio anyway, so I have an idea for radio wise what we're gonna do. So maybe we could bring the entire loom through here, and if this is the case, this is the most wonderful thing ever. Well, most. Maybe not the most, but something quite decent. All right, no clue what that is. That they're gonna run through the metal underneath there. Up, let me sit down. Ugh. What are you, sir? APP. That's something I don't think we need. because there's obviously going to be some stuff that we don't need at all. So be prepared for that. That could be a nice place to push stuff through. Let me check if I can do that. I could bring everything to this side. We just need to make sure. Nah, not a good idea. Just realized it was in a place that could get a bit intense there. There's some movement there and all. Let's do that for now. So I had a cable for a 25 amp thingy in here. Need to take care. I might be pulling wires from the other side there, so really need to take care of that. There you go. This is auxiliary. This is going towards the back through the middle here. That's for sure. And now can we, oh my God, I think we're gonna be good. Bring that right there. This is the CAN bus. They inverted the CAN and CAM. Basically, this is what happened. We have a CAM sensor put for the CAN conversion there. So this is going to be right there, boop, in our keyboard, which is fantastic. And I'm saying no to the idea there, but at the same time, how good would that be? What are you, sir? Are you from the actual thingy there? I think you are. All right, let me check that I didn't freaking destroy something on the other side. To make sure I didn't like bring wires with me or anything. We are all good here. Seems good. Seems good. Don't think I've messed up anything. Cool. My butt is going to be so dusty. Hee. That. Is there a way to remove that quickly? Just for the sake of. I don't think so. Oh yeah. There we go. Just for the sake of pushing that on the other side of that vent. And so, boom, boom. That is in a spot where it will work. Oh my God, guys, we're so lucky. Look at that. I think we're gonna be able to run that right there. Holy moly. This is too good to be real. So with tie wraps, we're gonna be able to hold the excessive wires there, everything there. Pretty much make sure, oh, I forgot one. That one has plenty of fuse, there you go. No, that's not what I want you to do. There you go. That's not really something that gets used. Nope. I think there's a big risk there. Good. We're gonna need to run the pink signal wire up here, and it's gonna be pretty much that. Whew! Because that here, gonna have to clean up so much mess in here, but we are looking at the good part of the build there. All right, my butt's gonna be so dusty. Let's grab the ECU, baby. Haltech ECU, that one I know exactly where it is, because that is my little baby. The only little constraint we're gonna have there, I think, is that we're gonna need to run the ECU upside down. So that sucks a little, but we have to work with the space we have and the length of wire we have. And so far, I think it's gonna be the best way to do it. So looking at it here, there's not really a possibility. Best case, maybe up like that, but I really think upside down is gonna be the easiest way to mount it. Good thing is, when I'm driver's side, I can just tilt my head there and I'm gonna find it. But yeah, I do believe that we are going to have that there. So if I'm not wrong, this is not going there, is it? Nope, this is going to be the can. We're gonna have that, that, and that. It's a 3-plug thingy, and it's gonna be looking like this. 1, 2, 3. I don't think you can revert those, right? Let's make sure. No, I don't think. Ish. Okay, no, you cannot. They don't have the same pattern. Perfect. That and that. And just like that, this is pretty much our ECU mounted there. So we're gonna have to decide if this is really the final placement for all the loom and everything, but honestly, I think we could be pretty good with that. And that being said, let me check one more thing there, which is involving that. Not the steering wheel, but the center console here. See where this is going, because we need to make sure we're not damaging wires pushing that in, right? So we might need to trim the end there or something, but let's see. If I'm not wrong, is that where it's going? I just want to remember exactly where and up to what is it going to. Oh, right there. Is it that one or that one in there? It's that one, right? There you go. This is how this is going. So we're gonna have to figure that out with the wiring loom to make sure we are not in the way of that. But technically, we should be pretty good. Like this. Like that. Holding that there. Making sure we're not crushing wires. But that should make it. So we are supposed to be definitely able to run our ECU right there. And with that, like I said, this here, that's gonna be the plug for our actual, and we don't even have to run it all the way through, but our actual keypad is going to be connected in that, so everything's working just fine right there. Nice. What are you guys? Inputs, outputs. So here we have stuff that I'm not even sure where and how we're gonna use that. Oh, that's the plug. Okay, yeah, I know what that is. That's the two plugs we have left. Ugh. Front cam. So we have, I think in the bag, there. We have two plugs like that. That's to crimp and do our own input-output signal for different sensors and stuff. So we're gonna be able to use that to basically manage and output some stuff from the actual ECU. That being said, it also means we should be able to get some output like the tachometer thing, and I think you can adjust the rule of the signal so you can basically tweak it so your actual gauge is showing the same exact thing as the ECU itself. We might be able on the output to push the signal for the different gauges also, so oil pressure, stuff like that. We might be able to run the signal from the actual ECU to the gauge instead of relying on basically a secondary oil pressure sensor and stuff like that. So that will be freaking sick. That will be fire, to be fair. So yeah, that should be something pretty doable. Not gonna lie, I'm starting to be starving. I'm starting to be tired. So I'm thinking about just calling it a day, and tomorrow maybe try to do a bigger push where we're gonna be mounting once and for all the ECU and gonna be looking at different stuff like that. I'm just still unsure with the ECU setup there what I want to do for the Wi-Fi antenna and stuff like that. So we're gonna have to take a look at that. Dual side. Because yeah, as you can see there, like depending where I'm gonna be mounting that, it's gonna take some space and everything. So I don't know how I'm gonna be plugging everything there exactly, but like it should be not too bad at the same time to do. We need to bring the boost reference, stuff like that, to the actual thingy there. So we have the boost reference port and stuff like that. Let me check in the manual here if this is actually true what I'm saying. I want to know what is the different input in the actual like ECU itself. Are they talking about it? They are probably talking about it, let's be honest. Nice, perfect, Gab, count me in. All right, so this is making sense. We need to find the... So there's the Gen 3 map sensor and there's the Gen 4 map sensor. And both of them, are they looking... Map sensor adapter harness, if we want the other one. Oh shit. Well, now I know which one I need to buy. I need to take a look at the different thing. They're not talking about it. Trying to search for the one thing. Sent you another tentative audio clip. Yeah, I saw that. I just need to listen to it. When I was searching something on my cell phone, I saw you send me a message. I will take a look at that. Need to check. I haven't seen in that the actual, they are in that thing there, it's all good. But I haven't seen the actual terminal for the ECU and everything, but yeah, they are sold there. They're not saying what is the reference port on it, the vacuum receiver, but I'm guessing it's the boost reference port, so that we're running in there. We'll see. We need to figure that out. My brain is melting. Honestly, I'm just like looking at all that and I'm like, I'm feeling a bit overwhelmed, even though everything went straightforward today. So I don't know if it's just me who's a bit tired or anything, but like I'm looking at it and I'm like, what's the next step? It's definitely mounting the ECU and everything. Like mounting the ECU and starting to work on that. But at the same time, like I'm saying, I'm just looking at it and I'm like, so many things. And at the same time, it's not that bad. Like all the wiring is done. It's like pretty much in place and everything. So it should be quite straightforward. What are you, sir, here? Why do I have a connector that has nothing on it here? That's the, oh yeah, I did pull a wire. It was a wideband. Lol. There we go. Like that, bam. So, since the brain is melted, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. A little 4 hours today. I would have loved to push for 5 to 6 hours, but not worth fucking something up just because I'm not feeling on top of my game right now. I'm gonna go inside, take a shower, take a look at the map sensor, take a look for a fuel pressure sensor, and I need to also check for battery cables for wiring the ECU. It's for it's a different gauge than what we used to run, so even if we have some leftovers, I think they are too big. Need to check for that. So on this, guys, thank you all again for being here. Appreciate the double-digit viewers. I hope you know that. It's big, 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 and I love that. So I'm gonna catch you probably tomorrow. I'm planning to work on the Datsun still tomorrow. We want to get pretty much all the wiring loom done and set up for good. So after that, this week we can focus on the small details here and there that we have left to do. So on this, guys, I love you all. Have a good evening. See ya. Bye.